Dunkirk. So Dunkirk is written and directed by Christopher Nolan and stars Tom Hardy, Cillian Murphy, Mark Rylance, and Kenneth Branagh. The plot of this film is very simple. 400,000 soldiers from Belgium, France, and England are trying to evacuate while constantly being surrounded by the German army during an intense battle. And that's what this movie is, just an intense battle. So I was so excited to see Dunkirk. Why? 2 words. Christopher Nolan. He's just one of my top 5 favorite directors working today. Pretty much almost all of his movies I loved. Although I haven't seen Following and Insomnia, the rest I love. The Memento, the Dark Knight trilogy, The Prestige, which I feel is very underrated. See that movie if you haven't. Inception, Interstellar. The guy never ever disappoints, and he is an incredible director. So I was interested to see what he could do with a war movie, since he hasn't really done a war movie in his filmography. Although The Prestige was a period piece movie, never seen him do a movie which an event actually happened. It's all just like original ideas or based on comic book. Something he never did before in his filmography, and I was interested to see what he could do with a war movie. And I gotta say, Dunkirk was incredible. This was one of the most intense and thrilling movie-going experiences I've had in a long time. This movie, whoa. This was an experience. Something interesting Christopher Nolan has done for this film was tell the story from 3 different perspectives, from the air, the land, and the sea. And I thought it was done really well, and something very original. I haven't seen it in a lot of war movies before. Thought it was done really well, and I thought each one was given the right amount of screen time. Every scene with them flowed really well, it was nicely edited. I never felt like one particular perspective got more screen time than the other. I felt they had the right amount of screen time. Just right after the opening logos, you are in it. This movie wastes no time getting in the Dunkirk event. You are just in it from the opening scene. Just starts like that and you're in it. The performances in this movie are all really good. Tom Hardy is great, even though he doesn't really have a lot of lines. He's still great, able to emote with his eyes. Cillian Murphy's great. Mark Rylance is terrific. Kenneth Branagh's really good. And even Harry Styles was great. Harry Styles. And he was really good in this movie. I was very surprised. And I've heard that Christopher Nolan didn't even know Harry Styles was a pop star before he cast him in this movie. At first I was a little curious how Christopher Nolan was gonna cast Harry Styles, since maybe he knew he had talent, or he just wanted to see maybe he could get the female audience in to see the movie because Harry Styles is in it. But no, the guy definitely has talent, and he shows it in this movie. There has been some controversy around this film, since this film got a PG-13 rating instead of an R, and I thought it worked well. Christopher Nolan shows that you can make an intense war movie without relying on a bunch of gore and a lot of excessive bloody images. You can show the horror and tension of the war while using a PG-13 rating and not rely on a bunch of gore, and it works really well. And this movie was intense from beginning to end. Hans Zimmer's score for this movie was fantastic, and like, music made me heart pound, just made me on the edge of my seat, and I was glued to the screen from every scene. Kind of a criticism with this movie that there's not a whole lot of backstory with the characters and not a lot of character development, and I don't think either of those stuff are necessary for a movie like this. I think can root for these soldiers despite having little to no character development. And I want to say, I hope this movie gets some Oscar recognition, maybe for editing, sound mixing, or sound editing, and maybe for visual effects. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot to talk about the visual effects yet. Visual effects are phenomenal in this movie. I can definitely tell a lot of practical effects were used and minimal amounts of CGI, and I barely noticed when CGI was used. It all looked practical to me. As for issues, none. Overall, Dunkirk was amazing, and I'm just gonna say it. I know War for the Planet of the Apes came out last week, so Dunkirk is my favorite movie of the year so far, and I still can't think of anything else that will top this movie as my favorite movie of the year so far. And of course, Dunkirk, bam! 5 out of 5 stars just for this amazing, tension-filled, exhilarating, amazing war movie. Please see Dunkirk if you haven't. Go see it right now. It deserves your money this weekend. The day Christopher Nolan announces his retirement as director, I will cry. Just please keep making movies, Mr. Nolan. I cannot wait to see what you do next. So what do you guys think of Dunkirk? Do you agree? Disagree with me? Let me know below. Make sure to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. It really means a lot. I'm Jack Benner, and look forward to another movie review.